For people who get into the military and want to serve 20 years or more, they're going to face multiple administrations, right? I got in, Bill Clinton was the president, and then George Bush, and Barack Obama, and very little changed. How much do you think has changed under this administration when it comes to the policies that you're referring to specifically?
Well, it began under the radical changes began under President Obama. And you can talk about things like religious freedom at Mighty Oaks Foundation. One of the things that we are privileged to do is be able to share a spiritual resiliency program with our troops. In fact, we've been able to do that for over 500,000 active duty troops on base around the world. And the reason we are stepping into that gap and doing that is because the chaplaincy has been so hamstrung. A lot of people don't know, but since 1776, every service member was given a Bible when they joined the military until 2009, when President Obama took that away. And people wonder why our resiliency has dwindled. I think it's decisions like this that's caused that. But you can go from that on the cultural side of the military all the way to the operational side when you look at rules of engagement. And in my book, Saving Aziz, I really broke out the rules of engagement under 4 different presidents in Afghanistan. When you had President Bush from 2001 to his in 2008, how many U.S. service members were killed and injured on the battlefield under his rules of engagement? And I couldn't quote the numbers offhand. I wasn't prepared to do that, but they're in my book. And it's crazy to say the difference that happened when President Obama came in and changed those rules of engagement. I don't want to quote the numbers exactly, but it went from something like 200 deaths and 400 injured on the battlefield to like 17,000 injured on the battlefield. And then President Trump comes in and it goes down to like 58. After he dropped that MOB, it was over. Right. So the rules of engagement are huge. So for those that don't know what rules of engagement are, it's our rules that we're allowed to engage in war fighting. So if I'm on a battlefield, right, one president might say, I can't, if I see a bad guy with an RPG, a rocket propelled grenade launcher on the roof of this house, can I engage him or can I not? One president will say no. The other president will say yes, based on the rules of engagement that are pushed down onto us. And so the rules of engagement that changed during these 4 administrations really show the difference in the deaths and injuries of our troops. So those kind of things drastically impact people's morale in serving, right? Do I feel like I'm supported? Am I going to be able to defend myself and defend my friends to my right and my left, defend the people I'm sent there to defend? Or am I going to be hamstrung by the government? Am I going to be prosecuted by a lawyer because I did something that I thought would save my life? Right. This is huge on troop morale and the ability to maintain troop readiness through reenlistments. Because you got to think, like, somebody goes through 4 years and serving in a place like Singing, Afghanistan, knocks out like 4 deployments in Singing, Afghanistan, and now my reenlistment comes up and I had Barack Obama as my president. Yeah, I'm probably not staying in. And that's what we've seen a lot of.
So do you worry, since the draft in Vietnam, we've had an all-volunteer force, and recruiting has led the way, getting people in. As I mentioned, people who have previously served have been a pipeline for family members who continued that legacy like yours. Are you concerned about the all-volunteer force going forward?
Yeah, not so much, because I believe, so one thing I do believe, Sean, is that this country still is, regardless of what we see on the news and see in culture, this country is still full of patriots, God-fearing patriots that love this country. And we're seeing them rise up more and more right now. So some of this stuff has even incited a sense of patriotism. I just got back from speaking at a class at basic reconnaissance course, which is the Marine Corps Special Operations. I've been blessed to speak at the graduation for that 4 times now. And to see these 18%, by the way, graduated this course. So it's a very difficult course. And I could say, as an old school guy, a lot of old school, like, special operations guys are like, oh, in my day, it was tougher and harder. It was in some ways, but now I think the program's even harder. So year-long pipeline, the program's academically more challenging. Physically, the standards are higher. And so my generation is different than this generation, but this generation's it's incredible to see where these guys are. And so to say that there's still young patriots that are there to able to endure that kind of training, they're out there. And I think before we'd ever see a draft reinstated, patriots will rise up and serve our country. We just need to be pushing as Americans for better leadership.